Well, hello there, thank you for joining me. I'm out obviously on the gravel bike, doing a bit of bike packing, using the Restarp system, luggage system on the bike. Really good stuff this is, really high quality. I'll leave a link in the description box to the Restarp company and also links to all the gear that I'm using today. So I've got a new tent, which is the Vango Hydra 200, so we'll be checking that out. Lots of new gear to show you. We have got a yellow weather warning in place for high winds and rain, so that'll be excellent if that all arrives, because that will give the tent a really good test. So without further ado, let's get cracking. So in the dry bag on the back of the bike, on the saddle pack, I've got the tent outer, the pegs and the poles in its own bag as well, just so if it gets wet, doesn't get everything else wet, I can separate things. And then on the front of the bike I've got the there's a repair kit in there. Yeah, on the front of the bike I've got the inner for it, so it's an outer pitch first. It should be colour coded, and I can see that just there. That's a blue tag there. Find out which way the door is. So obviously these are the blue poles which match up with the blue tags that are on the tent. Should be a fairly simple affair to put this up, get this pitched. I am wondering if once you've got the poles in, can we actually move the tent? I would imagine we can. We've got an orange tab here, so the middle of this pole has got orange on it. Right, so just under here there should be like some strapping like that with a hole, and then you just feed the foot of that into there like that. Do that on all the corners. Alright, I thought we'd had a damaged product then, but all that's happened is this buckle has come undone. Phew, I thought I was in a bit of deep bother then, but should be able to fix it, because that's the eye that I need for the pole to go through. Just about to write a very strongly worded letter to Vango. Right, so we're getting there now a little bit with it. I have noticed I'm pretty much on a stone here, so you can lift it and move it. I'm presuming that this front bit just kind of pegs out to give it some strength. It's going to form your doors as well. So the pegs are just your standard aluminium ones. I mean, you can replace them for better, but I've never had any problems with this type of peg. It's a bit soggy, the ground, but hey ho, this is what it is. The problem with this area is because it's a quarry, the ground's pretty solid to get your pegs into. We've got a toggle system on the door. There's actually two of them, but I've only done one. It's quite spacious inside. Right, because there's not going to be much room when I'm putting this in, I'll whack it in and then I'll give you a tour once it's in. Again, I've got to figure out which is the front and which is the back. Probably best doing that out here actually. Right, that's obviously the front. Let's have a look how this goes together. So it's hooks, and I would imagine there's like toggles as well. So let's get this in. Right, so I'll just give you a quick look. There is plenty of attachments between the outer and the inner. Plenty of room. Got a couple more to put on here. Right, so that's the inside of the tent. It does slope off towards the back. I've opened the vent up at the back on the outside, on the outer fly. You got 2 vents down here as well where your storage is. So I've opened them up as well. I'm obviously just sat in here. My head's touching the top, but not really an issue. I can move forward a little bit and I won't be touching anything. So we've got the vestibule area here. Quite big. I haven't taken my boots off yet. They are full of mud, so I'm going to have to take them off before I get in the tent. Right, as far as new gear goes, let's have a look at the first thing. And here it is. It is a new self-inflating mat. Is it self-inflating? I don't know. I'm probably lying there. No, I don't think it is self-inflating, but that's alright. I brought a pump with me. So it's by Rambler Peak. I know it's back to front, but I'll just read what it says on the front. It's an ultralight sleeping bag, keeps you warm and dry. It's made out of 40D nylon TPU and has an R rating of 2.5. Now, not really bothered about that because I've got another secret weapon that I'm just about to show you as well. So yeah, I think you do get a pillow in here as well. Yeah, so you get a Rambler Peak pillow. Let's have a look at that. That'll give us some indication of what valves we need to deal with. I think I've brought my pump with me. I call it my luxury item. Okay. Right, it's the clicky kind. It's the clicky kind that I get confused with sometimes. So right. Fairly easy to blow up. Here comes that wind. The idea behind this elasticated bit is so that you can put it over your sleeping mat. But yeah, feels all right. Right, let's have a look at the rest of it. And stuff that in there. We do get a band. Like I say, this was stored on the front of my bike. Wow, that's a fairly big hole to get some air in. Right, am I going to have to take my shoes off to do this? Look, you get the logo as well on the front. That's my pump. And there we have it. All the way to the back. And then we just shove the pillow over. Excuse me. Like so. Right, so here's my next secret weapon. Not even opened this yet. It is an Agemore heated sleeping bag liner. So let's have a look at the quality of this. Right, okay. I found a zip. And it's, yes, quite nice. Nice and soft. Right, it is machine washable. That is why we've got that thing on there. That's the USB port. So I would imagine we stick that on there when it goes into the washing machine. We've got the button there to operate it with. Right, so I'll just stick a picture up now and you'll be able to see the different settings. You've obviously got blue, which is the coolest, white and then red. I think on the red setting, I think it only lasts for 4 hours, but that's dependent on which power bank you're using. So the weight of it, I think it's about 700 grams. The actual Rambler Peak sleeping mat, I think that weighs about 450 grams. So yeah, pretty lightweight. But this means that I can turn my Always Summer sleeping bag, which is rated to, it is in the minuses, but I would say my comfort rating for it is about 5-6 degrees. Anything lower than that, you start getting cold spots, and I know that from experience. So this will turn basically my 3-season sleeping bag into an all-round sleeping bag. It's been atrocious, the weather here recently. The ground that I'm sat on is freezing. My arse is freezing. So I'm going to empty my bag out in a minute and sit on that. Yeah, we've had snow, we've had, like now we're getting high winds and rain, so that rock climber hasn't fallen off yet, has he? No, his ropes are still up there. Fear, I'm going to have to run and help, aren't I? Seems to know what he's doing though. I've actually climbed here myself in the past. That ridge just over there, it's all bolted, so you can. It's quite safe, you know. The rest of the quarry's not bolted, but that little bit over there is pretty high as well. I would imagine, what, 40 foot, something like that. 40-50 foot to the top. All along this area, there's quarries dotted here, there and everywhere. There's quite a few of them. So I'm just above the village of Melodon at this location, and then that way is Disworth, and you've got a quarry there, Disworth Quarry. I've done a video about that in the past. And that way you've got, what was that then? Little birdie. That way you've got Prestatyn, and you've got Manor Hill Quarry there. Done a few camps in there as well. So anyway, that's me waffling. Let's get me sleeping bag out and get these shoes off. Right, so you can see here that my sign's rubbed off, my temperature rating, but it does say 1 degree. Like I say, I've had this a long time. I know this sleeping bag. I would say about 5 degrees, 6 degrees, that's its comfort range. You can tell how old it is, even the Marmot badge is being slowly rubbed off it. I think I've had it about 5 years. So anyway, that's me waffling. Bed's all made. Can't wait to try that. Right, I'm going to empty the rest of my bag, get a bit organised. I'll bring you back in a second. So I've got everything in separate dry bags. This is my food bag. To keep the weight down, I'm on froze dry food today. I'll talk to you about that in a bit when I make me tea. And in this bag, I think is, I mean, this bag's quite bulky because I have got 2 canisters of gas. The reason for that is they're both half empty. Right, that's my personals. So yeah, that's a fairly bulky bit of kit, because the only reason why it's got 2 gas bottles in here. Somehow I've ended up with 2 half ones. So I've got the little one there and the bigger one. I'll probably try and use that up first. Didn't really need to bring that. That's basically a tool roll, canvas tool roll, with all my crockery and my tin opener, all that jazz is in there. Didn't really need to bring that, but I just wanted to test with the weight on the bike, because if I was doing a couple of days or actually going on a biking holiday, I'd have to take that with me, because I'd be obviously picking up food on the way. Right, another new bit of kit. You've all seen me with my titanium mugs before. Let's see if I can get this. There we go. So that's my old titanium mug, the old trusty. I'll leave that out because we'll be having a brew later. So I bought this bigger pot with a handle on it. I think it's a 700 millilitre. 500. Sorry, it's a 500 millilitre, which is plenty for doing these froze dried meals and having enough water left over to make a brew. It should roughly hold, you know, one of them full, a water bottle full. So yeah, new bit of kit. Again, I'll leave links in the description box below. I am going to try and see if I can be an Amazon affiliate, so that if you click any of the links and you actually buy the product from Amazon, because I use Amazon quite a lot, then I will receive a little bit of payment from Amazon for you clicking on my links. So may get that sorted when I'm editing, before I edit this video. If not, it's certainly something that I'm going to be looking at doing in the future, because I do buy, like I say, I do buy a lot from Amazon. Right, good old Primus Express Spider Stove. Didn't really need to bring that either, that's a windbreaker, but again, same situation as the cutlery. I would have to take them if I was going on a multi-dayer. So that is the bag empty. I can shove that over there, don't need that. Now I've got my bag that I can sit on. The only thing in there is some batteries. And I do need, out my personals bag, that'll be my phone going. I do need battery, because my radio died on the way here. And the only reason I can think of that is that it's accidentally turned itself on, but it's dead as a dodo. I hope it's the battery and not the actual radio, because this is the third radio I've had now. It is a ham radio, UHF VHF. Yeah, it was the battery. But I listen to normal commercial radio stations on it. I am licensed ham radio operator. We might have a go at that in a bit. Right, cheers. I've only brought the two with me, so we won't be getting absolutely sloshed. But hard day, you know, hard week at work. You deserve a beer at weekend. Oh, that's nice. And leave your boots outside, and you can store your can in it, and it won't fall over. That's my phone again. Why am I so popular today? I'm never usually like this. It's one of my subscribers, David, over in South Africa. Right, so I thought I'd just show you what I keep in my personals bag. So I've got a spare power bank, and the phone that I'm recording on is on charge at the moment. Got a first aid kit. Not much in there really, just some plasters and what have you. Everything's in separate kind of plastic bags, keep everything dry, because these bags aren't actually waterproof. Earplugs, that's a must if you're in a noisy area or a noisy campsite, because I do plan on doing a few campsites this year as well. Spare lighter to light the stove with. That's my ham radio book. Loads of repeaters in there, loads of information, all handwritten by me on waterproof paper. Some toilet tissues, multitude of uses like cleaning your pots and if you get caught short, obviously. And I've got this light that goes on that phone for when it goes dark, helps me to record, nice and light, USB rechargeable. And last but not least, a new foraging book. I got this from Christmas, so thank you, Michelle, and that will be my bedtime reading. Getting a bit hungry now. So this is what I'm having tonight, beef and potato hot pot. This is 800 calories by Expedition Foods. That's what it kind of looks like. And I ignored the instructions on the back, and I just usually fill to where it covers the food inside. I only do this through experience. I think sometimes they can be a bit sloppy, these meals. Like I say, I'll just gingerly put some water in here. Get some in me hot chocolate as well. Give that a stir. And then leave it for 5 minutes sealed for it to rehydrate. Give that a bit of a stir in there. Right, come back to that in a second. Right, let's give it a go. That wasn't what I was expecting. That's really tasty. I'm impressed with that. Wow, nice. Right, so Expedition Foods isn't the only company that does froze dry foods. I use them when I'm bike packing because they're lightweight. They don't weigh anything. You could put 4 or 5 of these in your rucksack and you wouldn't even know they're there. All you need is hot water, and you can rehydrate them with cold water as well. They just take a little bit longer. So there is other companies that do froze dry foods. We've got Firepot that I've tried. They're okay meals, and the green one on the screen is Something to Eat. I've not used their product before, but I did have a macaroni cheese the other day at work just to try it, and it was nice. Again, I just go to the top of the food with water. I don't even bother reading the back what it says, how much water to put in, because I've always found less is more with dehydrated food, froze dry food. Right, so I'm going to tuck into this little lot. Right, so I've got these little shortbreads for afterwards. I'm going to get one, unfortunately. I wish there was more of that. It was really nice, that. And got to do the obligatory dunk, haven't we? In hot chocolate. That'll finish me off nicely. I've got one more. I've got a packet of peanuts for later on, and I've got a couple of these Nutella things. Oh yeah, lovely that is. Really nice. Right, so I'm just relaxing in bed now. Just had a brew, listen to the radio. So I'm signing off for now. I'll see you all in the morning. Right, good morning. Just started to pack up a little bit. Wasn't impressed with that heated sleeping bag liner. Basically on the diagram it shows you like all this heat that it puts out, and basically the pads that heat up are about that. There's 4 pads that are about that size, and to be honest with you, unless you're laying right on top of them, you're not feeling them at all. It doesn't really heat the bag up, so I wouldn't bother with one if I was you. Yes, it did use all the power bank juice. I woke up about 4 o'clock this morning, cold spots. So yeah, it didn't go all the way through the night like it said it would do. So, lesson learnt. Other than that, I've been fine. A couple of cold spots on the inflating sleeping mat, but I did expect that because it's only rated to 1.5, 2.5 I think it's rated to. So yeah, I'm pretty much packed up, all ready to go. So it is raining, the wind's here this morning, so that's the beauty of having an outer pitch first tent, so that I can put everything away. I can do this of all last while I'm still in the tent, and then when I get outside and get wet, all I've got to do is break the fly sheet down with the poles. So that concludes the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed it, kind of speak. Please give me a thumbs up, give the video a like. If you've not already, subscribe to the channel for more wild camping and bikepacking adventures. and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.